Hello everyone, welcome back to Bits and Bob's Divination. My name is Caitlin, and today we're going to be reading into the energy, insights, and guidance coming in for your week ahead. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so welcome back to those of you guys who join me for these weekly readings every single Monday. It's wonderful to have you guys back here today enjoying another one because we have some really fun piles here today. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm excited to see what you guys think of them. As I always film after I do these piles, so these are so you guys have the actual energy of each pile when you're choosing one. But I also want to say a huge welcome to those of you who are new to the channel, as I do these weekly readings every single Monday, as I mentioned before, but I also do timeless readings and monthly blessings readings, so feel free to check some of those ones out as well. And in general, please consider subscribing to this channel. It'd be wonderful to have you guys here, and I'd love to be able to read for you guys each week and see what messages you have coming in, because I think tarot is a great way to just see more of yourself reflected in those cards, so that you guys can, really just make better steps in your life and make better insights, and just, honestly, I just think that it can help you so much, and I'd love to have you guys here on that journey. So please please consider subscribing and joining this community, as well as hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on each of these readings as they come out. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and start looking at these piles. Alright, so for group 1, we have here a rosemary and rose bundle that I kind of created myself. I'm not gonna lie, I probably did too much of the string, but I had a lot of fun making these. So this is group 1 alongside this piece of opened, as the other one down here you'll see in pile 3 is closed, but this opened piece of black walnut shell. So there you have pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have this weird, I honestly don't know where it's come from, but this weird piece of seed pod, I believe, from a tree, as well as this pine cone that makes really lovely sounds that I absolutely love. So that is group 2. And group 3 here, we have a closed piece of a walnut or black walnut, so it's completely whole, and then this piece of driftwood here that my mom brought back from, I believe it was Arizona. So there you go, that is pile 3. So there you go, pile 1, 2, and 3. As always, I invite you guys to take a deep breath here with me so you can make a better decision on which pile is for you, as sometimes it's just overwhelming or there's a lot to look at. So let's go ahead and take a deep cleansing breath together. So as always, I invite you guys to look a little bit further into these piles and pause if you need to. There's no right or wrong way to choose your pile. You can choose all 3 of them, 2 of them, 1 of them, bits of them. You can change your mind, go back, whatever you need to do. There's no right or wrong way. And also, if you already know which pile is for you, feel free to go down in the description below, where I've got lots of lovely information, as well as the timestamps that you can check out and go to your specific pile. You can also use the chapter marks within the video as well, as they're pretty nifty too. So if you guys already have figured out your pile, go ahead and go to yours, as we are going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. Hello group 1, if you've decided to choose this smoke bundle of rose and rosemary, as well as this shell or empty shell of black walnut, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to try to set them down over here so you can see them during your reading, because today we're going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations, as well as the Celtic Lenormand deck, the Secret Garden Oracle, and today's tarot deck of choice is the Crystal Unicorn deck, which is super gentle, super magical for this type of month and time of year. And I honestly just love how gentle and lovely the messages in this deck are. So let's go ahead and start looking into the messages for your week, Group 1. All right, so Group 1, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance on Group 1's week ahead. The week ahead for Group 1. What do we need to know in energy or insights on the week? Group 1. All right, so here you have the Queen of Pentacles, one of my favorite queens. Let's see what else is going on for you, Group 1, for your week ahead. We're looking for the week ahead for Group 1 here. You also have here the High Priestess, so a lot of feminine energy or more intuitive energy going on here for your week so far. So let's see your last tarot card for the week. Group 1. We're looking for any information, energy, or insights for Group 1's week ahead. The week ahead for Group 1. Week ahead for Group 1. And you also have here Strength. Wow, so you've got a Court card and 2 Major Arcana cards. You guys have, not a busier week, but you just have higher themes for your week. So this might just be a more prominent week for you. It's not just going to be one that passes by. But let's see what else you have coming in with the Celtic Lenormand message here. So Group 1, we're looking for any energy, insights, or guidance for Group 1 here. You also have, you also have the Moon, which, let me set these down real quick, which have the numbers, in case these resonate with some of you, the number 32, as well as the number down here, 8 of Cups, or the 8 of Hearts. So that might just be a message for some of you. The 8 or the 32 might have something to do with your week or some sort of intuitive message for you, seeing as we have quite a lot of intuition already happening within your week, which is super interesting. But let's go ahead and get some more information here with your Secret Garden Oracle. So Group 1. Did I say Group 3 earlier? If I did, I'm really sorry. I feel like I might have. So Group 1. You're looking for Group 1. What do we need to know about Group 1's week ahead? What do they need to know in energy, insights, or guidance for Group 1? So I was honestly feeling this one. Okay, so here you have Serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. Then there's these beautiful autumn leaves, very, very much an seasonal message there. But in general, just the lovely quiet energy is really nice. But let's go ahead and look at your last message before we do the charms later on, so stay tuned for those. But Group 1, we're looking for any information for Group 1's week ahead. The week ahead for Group 1. Group 1. Group 1. We're looking for any energy, insights, or guidance. There we are. Wow. Okay, you also have here, look for the signs. And then for me personally, 404 is a message that comes up constantly from my own sort of angels and spirit guides. So here we have 404, in case that has something to do with some of you, but in general, just looking for signs within your week is a huge message. And I was already getting so much of that with like the High Priestess here and the Moon, and then even the Serenity coming in with the Queen of Pentacles. You guys have, it's not like a week that is filled with like events that you can, like when you're writing in your planner, you can write, so-and-so's birthday on this day, and I've got this meeting and this thing, and something you can catalog that showcases like big events. But I think you are having like more of a spiritual event happening this week. Things that are more specifically personal within like your mind and your spirituality versus like things happening in your physical life. But those things that you're doing within your mind space and your spiritual space are creating your reality this week. So I can see like manifestations coming forward. So if you've been working on anything like that to manifest something into your life, if you've been working on trying to create, a better reality for yourself, building better habits, something like that, if you've been trying to really work on your mind space and your mental space so that you can have that be reflected in your physical space, I think it's starting to manifest, or you're starting to work towards that to create this serenity that you need. And that takes an incredible amount of strength. Because the strength card talks about, being able to tame this lion. So you can be strong and like physically strong and headstrong, and sometimes you can, go too hard into a situation. But you can also be like, trying to be the opposite side of that coin and sort of more on the lazy side, the lazy line. So you have to sort of find that middle ground that has confidence and strength within it, because strength is like got a big confidence vibe. Without being arrogant. It's like that nice middle ground where you can be confident and have the strength to move yourself forward in whatever it is that you want to pursue those goals with confidence and strength to go towards these things that you're trying to manifest or use your intuition on. It's super interesting to see already that that's going to be manifesting into your life this week, because the reason why I'm getting so many intuitive messages, like I said, is because this High Priestess, it talks about working with, darker energies and lighter energies in our life. So working with your shadow self, which would be like those flaws that we don't typically like to talk about ourselves, those patterns and habits that haven't been working for us in our favor. And then you have like the lighter side, those positive moments, those positive behaviors and things that we've been working on, and finding that middle ground. And the High Priestess is very intuitive. So she listens to those signs, listens to not only signs from like the universe or spirit guides, but signs within yourself. So journaling is a great way. I know I mention journaling all the time, so if you aren't already journaling by now, please take it up this week. I think it would be very beneficial to you. But if you journal or write or use some sort of way of documenting how you are feeling this week, how you are personally, like especially with the moon, it talks about your feelings and the way you emotionally are feeling in your mind space, because she's sort of got this pearl or moon over here, so I feel like it's really all connecting. But if you can talk about those rough edges, those things that are, rough waters within your life, talk about those things within your journal, talk about it maybe with other people, but if you're able to document those things down, then you're able to look back and see the progress that you're making, what behavioral patterns you're making, things that you can fix and look and use your intuitions. And that's where you can find those signs, those patterns. And I think that that's really important for your week here. And that's going to bring you more strength, because when you're not able to see the pattern that's happening, those signs that are happening and how they are lining up within your life, things feel chaotic. But when you're able to give something a name or a pattern, or you're able to recognize it using not only your intuition, but literally just like using your mind's eye and seeing those things, seeing those signs in your physical reality, that's when you can start bringing that serenity, and that's when you can start being more confident in yourself, because you know what those patterns are and you can locate them, see them, and know what to do. Because I honestly feel like I was saying, this just feels pivotal. It feels like this week is pivotal for you guys. Like you're changing directions in your life in some way on your mental and spiritual plane, like something in there, and you're creating a new reality. And the Queen of Pentacles talks about an abundance. It talks about things that come in abundance. It also talks about nurturing yourself, being kind to yourself, and having some of that serenity come in. She is super smart and responsible, and she has that confidence in being able to take care of, things so that they can grow, so they can be in abundance, so that she can, look and take care of things so they can grow. And I think you're learning how to grow, for yourself, and not necessarily for someone else, not necessarily for anyone. It's mostly for you. I feel like this week is like self-care mode, not necessarily just self-love, literally caring for yourself. And sometimes when we talk about self-care, people only want to talk about the fluffy, easy things, but sometimes we have to get into that nitty-gritty, talk about those rough edges, and work through some of that. And I'm not saying you're going to do this all in 1 week, but it is showcased here that you're going to be looking, at least reflecting on some of those things that you've been sweeping under the rug, and you're able to recognize them in your physical reality now, so that you can value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. So you don't have to have anything, being in your way. So it seems like you're going to be creating this so you can feel more serene, so you can enjoy your life a little bit better, so you can have that confidence come in. So it's all super, super positive, and I'm really excited about it for you guys. Honestly, it's like I can feel how pivotal and good it's going to be for you. So I really am excited. Let's go ahead and look on to your charms group 1, and see what other messages we get there outside of some of these pivotal messages, maybe more the everyday mundane stuff, and see what's sort of going on behind the scenes just a little bit further. So Group 1, we're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance for Group 1's week ahead. The week ahead for Group 1. Group 1. Okay, so I honestly didn't pull a lot for you guys. Like I said, I feel like this week, you just don't have a lot that is happening, like in your schedule. And if you do, then, that's not what it's wanting to highlight anyways. But yeah, so let's go ahead and pick up some of these and see what's going on here. And get more of those messages. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so you can get a better look here with me, because I don't want you guys to be missing out on these messages because you can't see them. So first off, let's talk about what's in your center here. First off, you have literally the number 1. Like I was saying, this isn't about other people this week. It's not about what they're doing or where they're going in their life or what their journey is, or comparing yourself to that. This is about looking into yourself, into the patterns you have, because of situations you've possibly been in the past, possibly just because of this year. This year's changed a lot of the patterns that we've each had going on here in 2020. You could be watching this later on, but here in 2020, there's so much going on, and it's breaking those patterns for us, and it's to use your intuition. Like I was saying, where I see this black and white charm, sometimes this is talking about how things aren't always in black and white for each of us. As the high priestess here, like I was saying, she has both the black and white pillars here, working with two sides of that story, looking within the middle ground, to create your reality in the middle ground, working with the good and the bad that sometimes resides in each of us. So I feel like you guys are working with that black and white. You're working on that self for you, because again, you also have this star. I have the Fault in Our Stars charm, so I was kind of getting that feeling, but this is the silver star. It means that you're not necessarily winning gold, but you're not winning, or you're not losing either. You're somewhere in between. You're finding that middle ground. And then you also have that little hole, which showcases that you're still working on it, right? Like it's not complete. And then you have the dime, which is sort of a new message that's coming in, because you had the Queen of Pentacles. It makes me think of abundance coming in. You're working towards abundance, possibly in a career or a space like that. So this is more of a physical message, versus some of the more intuitive and mind-working sort of messages. But you have here the you're working towards like finances in your life, possibly. You're trying to bring in some of that abundance. But then you have here, because things aren't necessarily working well in your inner world, I feel like things are in your outer world not maybe manifesting as well. So that has, if your inner world is sort of chaotic, then the space the space outside of it is going to reflect that. So here you have the dime, but it's not an actual dime, it's a fake one. So it's showcasing that the money that may be coming in is coming from a fake reality, a reality that isn't actually serving you. And it also could be showcasing that you just might not be getting as much abundance as as you'd like to, and that's why you might be changing things in your life. And as I was talking with the inner world, actually before I'll talk about that, because I want to showcase these before I forget, you had the letters X and H. So some of you might resonate to one or both of these letters, possibly in your name, possibly having to do with a certain situation. So keep those in mind, because we had H here in the center and X over here. But you had also, like I was talking about with your inner world, I always think it makes me think of the planet Neptune. And I know Neptune has all of its different meanings and symbolisms, but for me personally, as a kid, I always thought of it being like an ocean. I know that it isn't actually water, it's all gas, but like when I was a kid, I would think about this as a giant ocean. So you're kind of diving deep, you're going to the center of a core of an issue that you might be having, something you have to reflect on, because the High Priestess, not only with what I was talking about previously with the two different columns here, they're also very magical. So they, if you work with tarot cards or work with different signs or spirituality in some way like that, through different oracle decks or looking at signs in your life, this is a great week to do more reflection there. So this is all about reflecting on what's come in so you can move forward. And I know that seems like a really simple message, for some of you, but you need to look into that inner world. I don't think you've been giving it enough of your time. You've been working on other things in the physical, and you haven't been working in your mind space. You haven't been working in fulfilling that part of yourself. It's been just pushed under the rug, under your radar, and it's time to look at that. And lastly, you have a few different charms here, but because they're all sort of general charms, I'll just speak on them here quickly. But you have the fluffy charm and the grounding charm. So you might just need to, find some comforts. Like, I feel like this reminds me of the creature comfort charm if you put them together. So, find comfort in your life. It's not always easy to dive into self-care practices because they're not always easy. Some people would do a bath or some sort of ritual, or you could even utilize, just watching and binging a show or something, because sometimes we need a little bit of time off, especially when diving so deep into something. It just reopens some of those wounds that we have, or reopening some of those faults or difficult patterns. So sometimes it's good to just have a little bit of that fluffiness, that time to just fluff things back out, make things a little less serious, but don't entirely push it under the rug, And then lastly, here you have the positivity charm. So this is giving you more of a positive, uplifting heart sort of week, so you're helping your heart center. And then you also have the lobster claw clip. So this means that you're, there's certain, honestly, I always think of this as like you're just clipping or really tightly clawing down at something, because like a lobster claw, if it's gonna get you, it's gonna not bite down. Why can't I come up with the word snap down on something? So I think you're snapping down on this week. You're really putting it at the forefront, like I was stating before. And then lastly here you have the number 6 on this little dice. Here, let me just try to get it to focus. But the number 6 for me means harmony, as it works as you can see, it almost reminds me of those columns again, as this keeps getting reflected a lot within your messages, finding that balance, that serenity. And serenity comes from, you have to work through things. So here with the valuing quiet days, I just think you're finding that harmony, finding that middle ground, finding that space, because some people think that it's all positivity, but it's more so, serenity is more so just finding that space that you can feel balanced within it all, because you can't always have the highs and lows. Sometimes you got to be somewhere in the middle, somewhere very satisfied and serene in the middle. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys there, and we'll just do a quick recap here. So like I said, you're trying to build serenity into your life, and serenity comes in when you're trying to work through some of those deeper issues that you might have had, or deeper wounds, or deeper, it doesn't even have to be something that deep, but I just feel like you guys are looking for those signs within yourself, because sometimes we look just spiritually, but I think you're looking both spiritually and physically, like what's coming in, why am I doing these things, really thinking through them and looking from multiple angles. You have the Queen of Pentacles, so you're trying to change your physical reality by changing your mind space, which comes in through the moon, through looking through your emotions, your feelings, those deeper jagged rocks, trying to find confidence within yourself, confidence in what you're trying to make and achieve. And that comes in, again, biggest message is just looking deep into yourself this week. It's self-reflection, self-care kind of week. So with all of that said, group 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I had a lot of fun reading here for you guys today. You guys had really interesting messages, and I had a lot of fun, so I hope you guys did too, and I'm really wishing you guys the best for your week with all of this that you're going to be diving into. Best of luck, best of care. But if you really did enjoy this reading, please be sure to give this video a like. It really does help this channel and lets me continue doing these readings for each of you. And I really do appreciate it. So thank you to each of you who've already liked the video. It means so much to me. And also, please be sure to leave a comment if you'd like about different cards, the themes that have been happening within this reading, how your intuition maybe has been working for you, possibly about the different letters with H and X, or the different charms. As always, I invite you guys to pause the video at any time and look at these charms from your own intuition, especially since you had so many intuitive messages this week. So look into some of those. Maybe something is going to spark in that I didn't mention, but is a very personal message to you. So feel free to, if you're comfortable, posting down a comment for me to see about how you felt about this reading and how it resonated. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is one of the very first readings that you've had with me, thank you so much for joining in. It means so much, and I'm glad to have you guys here. But I would like to just let you know, in case you missed out on the beginning, I do these weekly readings every single Monday, as well as timeless readings, as I just put out a really fun one on your spiritual and magical gifts and abilities, so feel free to check that one out. And I also do blessings videos for the beginning of each month, so you can check that out as well. Lots to see, lots to check out, but if you'd like to as well, feel free to subscribe and join this community. It'd be wonderful to have you guys here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello group 2, if you've decided to choose this twirly whirly seed pod, I believe, as well as this pine cone with the lovely sounds, then this is the pile for you. I'm going to go ahead and set these down carefully over here for you guys so you can see it during the reading. As today we're going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations, as well as the Celtic Lenormand deck, the Secret Garden Oracle, and the deck of choice today for tarot is the Crystal Unicorn deck. So I'm really excited to read with this deck because it's always got such lovely, gentle messages, but they still pack a punch. So let's go ahead and see what you have coming in for your week, group 2. So group two, we're looking for any energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group two's week ahead. The week ahead for group two, any energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group two's week ahead. The week ahead. Group two. All right. So here you have the Six of Wands. Somebody's achieving something. So let's get some more information. Group two. We're looking for any information, energy, or insights for group two's week ahead. Group two. Ooh. You also have here the King of Cups. And group two, we're looking for any information, energy, or insights for group two's week ahead. The week ahead for group two. You also have here the Ace of Wands. So we've got sort of creativity and other pivotal moments for your week. So let's see what else you have coming in with the Celtic Lenormand deck. So group two, we're looking for any information, energy, or insights here for group two's week ahead. So here you guys have the Bear. And in case these numbers resonate with any of you, we have here the number 15, as well as the 10 of Clubs, or also known as the 10 of Wands. So that might be resonating for some of you, but we have here the Bear. So let's go ahead and look at your Secret Garden message for the week, group two. Group two, we're looking for any energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group two's week ahead. The week ahead for group two. This one's been popping out a lot for some of you guys lately, so I hope if this message has been popping up and following you, that this is starting to come in for you, because here we have forgiveness, and it says, a crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So it's not, basically it's just saying that just because things maybe went downhill with someone, or with yourself possibly, for forgiving yourself, that, you can still give off a sweet scent. Things can still, it's not ruined. It's not an obliterated flower. It may have got crushed. It may have had to go through some difficult situations. But it's still a flower. It's still bloomed. It's still got a lot of wonderful energy within it. It just takes a bit of time. So group two, we're looking for our last message here before we do the charms later on. So stay tuned for those. But group two, we're looking for any information, energy, or insights for group two. And you also have here, growth has to begin somewhere. Right? You got to start somewhere, which I was already seeing here with the Ace of Wands, so that's really interesting. So let's go ahead and unpack some of the messages we have here. I already spoke a bit on forgiveness, but I'll speak again on it in a moment. First, I want to talk about how it kind of looks like there's a whole scene happening here. So here we have the Ace of Wands, as well as the growth has to begin somewhere. So the Ace of Wands is about an opportunity coming in for you to use your creativity, use your more creative, inspired, passionate side of yourself, the enthusiasm within you, to start something new. This is a new project, a new career, possibly in creative arts, or something creative in that sense, something you're very enthusiastic about, that you have a lot of passion within. It's not necessarily about monetary gain, and more about the passion and drive behind the thing that you're wanting to start. So it doesn't have to be career focused. This can be something entirely for yourself, but it's something you want to begin, something you want to try out, something that you're interested in. And I'm seeing a bit of comparison vibes, because the King of Cups was speaking out to me, but it's mostly because we have here the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands talks about some, like, a community backing you up, because here you have, like, all these people sort of coming in with you, and you have, like, your victory banner sort of vibe going on, like you're victorious and people follow you and they find you really interesting and they're following your passion, because your passion is almost like infectious. People are just so interested in it and interested in what you want to create, and they're really excited about it. So if that's resonating for you guys, that's really exciting. Keep on it. But for some of you, I'm feeling like you're seeing other people's victories, and that's what's holding you back, because growth has to begin somewhere, showcasing that there's sort of a block in the road. I feel like you guys are wanting to do this, you're wanting to pursue it, but you might just be comparing yourself to other people's whatever words, other people's success. That's the word I'm trying to come up with. You might just be comparing yourself to other people's success, and you feel like you're a follower and you can't be that leader, but they're holding this same wand that started their journey, right? Everyone has to start somewhere. And you're just starting yours, and you'll begin to have those followers as long as you keep your passion, as long as your passion is true. The people will come in. You have to focus on your passion and less about what comes from it, the resources that you get from it. And I think that's where I was sort of getting this forgiveness. So I feel like it's just forgiving yourself for having some of those feelings. This might be a bigger theme overall, like I was mentioning earlier, of a deeper theme. So it's just urging you guys to forgive yourselves or forgive someone in a situation possibly having to do with this King of Cups, because the King of Cups, I'll speak on in a moment on who they kind of are as a character, but or as a persona. But here we have with forgiveness, I feel like you guys might just feel like you maybe have started this project before and it just hasn't really gotten to where you wanted to go, and so now you just feel like you're just going to put the wand down and not do it at all. And that's, this is your week. Try it out, try it again, because if you have that passion there, those people are going to follow in. Those people who really want to support you and be on your side are going to follow in. You're going to feel that, and it's going to be lovely, and you'll be able to forgive yourself for having those feelings in the first place. But with this King of Cups here, the King of Cups talks about someone who's very emotionally adept. They understand their emotions, they feel them, they have a lot of strength even in that. They find it as a strength in themselves. But the King of Cups also is sort of their own personal hermit in a way. They like to, sort of almost protect themselves. I almost feel like they have so many emotions that they can take in too much, and then they don't, they sort of put themselves on this little island all by themselves. And if you're on an island all by yourself, you have to really reach out to make those connections. So if you're wanting to start some sort of business in this, or something that you're really interested in with that passion and have that following come in, you gotta get off the island, right? You gotta explore. You have to take the little boat, take those opportunities, make connections, network with other people. I know it might seem scary because you have to sort of let some of that emotion be slightly vulnerable, but I think that this is a good week to create that direction for yourself. And lastly here, you have the bear, and the bear talks about, it can talk about like overeating or something like that, which might have to do with the forgiveness possibly, but mostly what I'm getting here is the bear has this fish, and the fish represents resources, and having resources. So if you're just starting something, you might not have the resources in order to build what you'd like. And that might be what you feel is holding you back. But really, it's just about starting. It's just about getting, just start with whatever resources you have, and that's going to give you confidence, because the bear also talks about strength and confidence and really, just being truly who you are, and just, you can cross rivers, you can cross places, you can cross to this other island, right? They're literally crossing by finding these resources and realizing that people across that pond, across this island, are your resources. They are your support group. So you're going to find that through your passion, and that's going to deliver you to the place you're wanting to go. I know I'm kind of speaking in a lot of metaphors today. I don't know why, but I'm hoping they're resonating for some of you, as it just feels like that message is really coming in. I'm just really seeing this river, and then the fact that you're trying to cross this ocean. And I think that you might feel like it's an entire ocean, like it's too much to cross, it's too much to bear, literally too much to bear, but you can obviously cross it, because you will. It's already showcased here. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and look at your charms to get some more information, maybe on who you might be contacting, trying to get in these passions and networking with, and then what it is you maybe are so passionate about and where that lies, so you can have that growth come in. So let's go ahead and look at these charms, group 2. Group 2. Energy, insights, or guidance coming in for group 2. Okay, I threw quite a few out for you guys today. I was feeling extra generous, apparently. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the ones that are upside down, and sort of just sort out what's going on in here so that you can get a better look into the week. Because you have a lot of messages, so many messages. Okay. So let's go ahead and zoom you in. I'm probably not going to be able to get to every single charm here, as we have a lot, like I mentioned, but I'll talk about some of the groups that were happening here. So first off, we have your central ring. So let's talk about what's going on in there. First thing that I see here is the history charm, and then the forgiveness. So I feel like there might have been something that happened in your past that you're trying to balance out this week, because you also have the balancing charm of the flamingo, which is all about finding balance within yourself, being able to hold that stance, right? So I feel like you might have had something in the past that you're trying to clear up and balance out, especially since you also have the letter B, which is showing up here, which is making me think of balance. But it could be an initial or a person's name, someone related to this situation. And then the other reason why I feel like you're starting a new cycle or trying to create a new cycle, based off of this forgiveness and being able to forgive, is because you have the new moon, and the new moon showed up, and that's all about the very beginning and the start of a new cycle. So I feel like you guys are just starting something new, and in doing that, you have to balance out something that's happened in the past this week. Because if you aren't able to balance that out, you're not going to be able to jump forward, because you also have here the, I always think this looks like a little frog. I don't know why it does, but I always thought it looked like a frog. So you're leaping forward. You're making that leap. You're having that Ace of Wands come in. So you're leaping on over to create something that is really positive in your life. And to do that, you have to sort of work through some of what has possibly happened in the past here. Maybe even why you feel like you possibly can't trust other people, or you feel like that comparison is coming in. Possibly had to do with that situation, and why you feel like you might not be able to cross this river to network or talk with other people and to make that leap. And that might have had to do with a situation where someone was sort of, taking over, because you have the Queen key here, which the key is supposed to be something you can use to unlock a door or an opportunity in your life, but here you have the Queen key, and this makes me think like someone has been bossing over the situation, right? They put the crown on, they took your key, they took your time, they took, something came in, or you feel like even maybe you felt like you were taking over, too much of something, and maybe that's where the forgiveness needed to come in, because this always makes me feel like you're cornered, because I have like, it can mean logic, but I have a couple different charms in my collection that are different puzzle pieces, and this specific one makes me think of different people that are trying to put you in a corner, but the most important thing is they're not putting you in a corner, right? You just feel like that corner is there, and once you realize it, you can realize there's a door there. You can unlock this yourself, take the key back, take some of that take some of that power and confidence to cross that river, bear that responsibility and move forward, because that comparison just isn't any good. It's almost like because I'm also seeing, like, I don't know why this specific charm is just really screaming at me today to the point where I can't say words, but you might have felt cornered, but I also am seeing, like, maybe you've been reflecting. You're seeing it reflected everywhere in every which way, that you're not able to see what your true reflection is, where this would lie here. I feel like that might be coming in for some of you. And so it's just taking back your power this week, and putting that confidence in, as well as balancing some of this back out. You also have the innocence charm. So this talks about being more playful, being more innocent, playing with that airier, fluffier, happier side of yourself. Maybe not taking things so seriously, as some of this maybe has made you in the past feel like there's so much happening, but it's just about leaping forward with that positive attitude, right? Because the wands aren't about things that we're not excited about. They're about things that we're super excited and enthusiastic about. So just take that on and see what happens. Show your stripes, because here we have the show your stripes charm. And I feel like, again, someone has been sort of cutting you off, not letting you reflect your own image, letting yourself step into your power, letting yourself be who you truly are. And it's sort of isolated you, made you feel like you can't, you feel cornered, like you can't cross this river, you can't talk to other people. Show yourself truly who you are. And this week, is about getting rid of that blockage, taking that back, even just recognizing it, because sometimes it's just not clear. Some people just might not feel like that is clear, but you're going to feel more clarity this week, more balance this week, more happiness come in through clearing some of this up that's been just holding you back, because with the forgiveness charm, it talks about having, a closure, and you have the giant closure charm. So I feel like you guys are finding clarity and closing off something that maybe has made you feel closed up or cornered, or feel like it's just been roadblocked in your life, because you're taking a new path. A path just for yourself. This is taking the path less traveled charms. You're taking your own path, not having to follow someone else's that's been reflected and sort of bossed into you. And it's about you this week, because you have the self-care charm here with the heart. So I feel like it's like you're finding more love in yourself, more security in yourself, more comfort from yourself this week. So all of that is aligning for you. You're finding that you are just enough already as you are, and these people are not your support system, okay? And lastly here, you have the letter E, so that might resonate for some of you as well. So you have the letter B and the letter E, and lastly with this bolt charm, this represents persistence as well. So you're being very persistent, you're really sticking to your guns and just doing what you truly want to do with your time and your effort in your life. So I hope that made sense. I know there were a lot of charms, so I spoke quite quickly, but I always invite you guys, and sometimes I forget to mention this, but I really do invite you guys to look at these charms, especially with how much history is happening here, and see if there's specific charms here that are speaking to you on a more personal level, or these specific messages as well, because I always think it's important to use your own intuition within these readings, and that's why I always say that it's not that I'm doing a reading for you guys. We are doing a reading right now. We're working together right now to figure out what's going on. So as always, I invite you guys to pause the video and check these out. But while you do, I'm going to go ahead and speak on the different cards you had here and do a quick recap for your week. As this week is all about stepping back into your power, finding those resources and crossing that river, because you've been stuck on some sticky, horrible, crappy situation possibly, or something that's just been, holding you back, a pattern that you're trying to forgive and understand about yourself. You also had here, growth has to begin somewhere, and that represents a beginning. This makes me think of trees. So it makes me think that like a tree has to continue to grow and grow every year, and learn from, weather patterns, things that have happened, and you can use that information to continue to grow your own specific tree here with the Ace of Wands. So this is you starting your own new path, your own new passionate and enthusiastic adventure that you're really excited about. So, take that path. Don't have to compare yourself, because the people who are coming in and want to support you will be on your side no matter what. And you just have to wait for them to come on in. And sometimes it also means you have to cross that river and, talk it out with them. Because if you try to do this all on your own, it's going to be far more difficult. To use them as a resource, those people that support you, and just reach out to them as they are a resource for you. So with all of that said, I hope you guys have a really wonderful week, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know I went kind of quickly through the charms, but for some reason, I feel like there are some personal messages here for you guys that I'm not going to be able to voice for you. So hopefully those have come in for each of you, and I'd be really interested to know if you're, if it's not too personal, feel free to drop a comment down below and let me know how it resonated for you, if this specific charm spoke to you, or if any of these cards did, what this exciting adventure and enthusiasm comes from. I'm so excited. I want to be your supporter, right? So let me know. I'm really interested. And also, please be sure to give this video a like, as it really, really does help this channel grow, and you're supporting me with something so simple, and I appreciate it so much, as it really does help this channel and lets me know that you enjoyed this reading. And lastly, if you are new to the channel, welcome. It's lovely to have you guys here. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of reading system, because I know not everyone reads with charms, so I hope you guys enjoyed. And I do these weekly readings every single Monday, as well as blessings videos and timeless, that's the word I was looking for, timeless videos as well. So feel free to check those out. I just put out a timeless video on your spiritual and magical gifts and abilities. So if you're interested in that, head on over there. And also, if you're interested in getting even more of these weekly videos that I've mentioned, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss out. And I'd love to have you guys join. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you got something wonderful and insightful out of this video. I'm wishing you guys a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Hello Group 3, if you've decided to choose this dried sort of piece of driftwood, as well as the whole black walnut here, then this is the pile for you. I'll go ahead and set them down right over here for you guys so you can see them during your reading. As today we're going to be using the charms, the watercolor affirmations, as well as the Celtic Lenormand deck, the Secret Garden Oracle, and the deck of choice here today for your tarot deck is the Crystal Unicorn deck, which is one of my favorites for how gentle the messages are and how lovely it can be. It's also very magical, and I love that little element too, and it brings out that creative side in us. So let's see what's going on for your week, specifically Group 3. So let's look into the energy, insights, and guidance coming in for Group 3's week ahead. Any energy, insights, or guidance for the week ahead for Group 3. The week ahead for Group 3. Okay, so here we have the Page of Swords. Should be flying out. So there's the Page of Swords. Let's see what else you have. So Group 3, we're looking for any information for Group 3's week ahead. You also have here the Three of Pentacles. And then I was personally feeling this top card. All right, and you also have here the Ace of Pentacles. So, wow, what an interesting week. It feels very much not busy, but just like with Group 1, it was very much like more mind-spaced, and this is like things that are like physically happening within your world, so that's really interesting to see sort of the juxtaposition there. So I hope that you find these messages to be, more on the physical side. So I'm really interested to see what you have coming in for your Celtic Lenormand message here. So group three, we're looking for any information, energy, or insights coming in for group 3. All right, so you have here the tree. But this is the tree in the winter, so it has sort of a different message here. For some of you, these numbers might resonate, so I'm going to go ahead and say that there's the number 5 there, as well as the 7 of hearts or the 7 of cups. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and look at your Secret Garden Oracle message here. Wow. Okay, group 3. You have Wallflower here. And it says, Wallflower, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. So there are other paths, there are ways to sneak around situations, find other ways in, and, get a little bit more creative. And lastly, let's go ahead and look at your affirmation here, but we will do these charms later on in the video, so stay tuned for those, or in your reading rather. So group 3, we're looking for any information, energy, or insights coming in for group 3's week ahead. The week ahead for group 3, any energy, information, or guidance. So here you have breathe in a fresh new start. So this is about, when I wrote this, I actually did spell fresh wrong, which I found so funny, and so I ended up having to cross it out, which is all about literally just, if you mess up, if things aren't working out, just breathe in that fresh new start over. It's okay. Things happen. So there you have that message there. So you have a new beginning coming in for your week, because here you have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles, or any Pentacle card, really talks about a new beginning, a new start, something that is being offered to you, a new opportunity that's being offered to you. And the important part to talk about with Ace cards is that people think ooh, this new opportunity is coming in, but it does mean that it can also come out. So I feel like you guys, for some reason, I feel like I specifically need to tell you guys to take advantage of this situation, as I feel like it's not going to be something that's going to be here forever. So you just have to take advantage and really, see that it's coming in and how it's coming in, how this opportunity is manifesting itself in your life, so that you can take advantage of it. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, it can represent a new job, a new career that you're taking, a new path in that. Maybe it can also mean you're getting a new house, or new financial situation is happening. Something on a very physical level in your life is coming in, and that you might be manifesting in, or just in general that opportunity is there, and it's important to take it. As you also have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords is one of the pages that they want to be adventurous, I feel like, but they are sort of unsteady on their feet. Sometimes they don't always take the risk. They might try to be a little too calculated with it, try to be a little too informed with their situation and their decision, that they won't take the risk or take the opportunity that is right in front of them. And they're like, well, wait, we're not on steady ground yet. We can't do that yet. We don't have the resources. We don't have the people. We don't have this, that. And not that those things aren't important to look into, and I do encourage you to do so. But it's also important to recognize sometimes when you're just being sort of stubborn, or you're just not really, you're being, there's a level there, right? Where sometimes we're being rational, and sometimes we're taking rationality to a whole new level. So you just have to sort of look into yourself and see, whether this opportunity is good for you, and then take that path accordingly. You also have the Three of Pentacles here, and with the Ace of Pentacles, whatever you might be starting up might be a new business or a new career path that you get to really collaborate with other people. You're around other people a lot, because this is the collaboration card of the century, right? This is you guys collaborating to make something really big, something that can create prosperity in your lives. And beyond just financial gain, I feel like you're just gaining a lot of wonderful new supportive friendships. This entire cathedral or whatever it is that they are building here, that they have these building plans and they're working together. They're really working in a teamwork sort of situation. It wouldn't work if you didn't have all 3 of these little vaults or whatever, or columns to create this vaulted ceiling. You wouldn't have the support, and without that support, it'll come tumbling down. So you look for those people who are supporting you this week, because they got your back, okay? They got your back, and might even be the reason why you have this opportunity in the first place. As the Page of Swords also talks about, and any sword card talks about communication, and air energy. So you might just be communicating with these people to make a new plan, especially with breathe in a fresh new start and how much airy energy is even kind of coming in here. I just feel like you're just breathing in a fresh new start because someone has offered you this opportunity through something that maybe is a text or an email, or possibly just some sort of correspondence, that, he said through she said kind of thing, like down the line, networking and stuff. Maybe something will come in. So just wait that out and see what that opportunity is. Because you have the wallflower, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. So this is sort of talking about, especially with find your way out, maybe you were in a situation that you weren't feeling supportive in, or you felt like, again, with this Page of Swords, there's literally like a crack there in where water is flowing through, and it's not like perfectly stable. And I feel like you guys are just finding a healthy balance this week with the people who are actually supporting you and the people who maybe aren't, and getting out of those situations, getting out of those waterways, finding that crack to break through. But I'm also thinking with the wallflower too. Wallflowers are, you get told that you're a wallflower if you're like the person who's sort of standing in the back of the room observing and not really speaking. So you might have been a wallflower for a while. Maybe you've been gaining a lot of wonderful knowledge on the things that you're wanting to start up. You have the building plans, you have all of that in your head, but you haven't made it a physical reality yet. You haven't taken that leap to do so. So you've been listening, you've been watching the videos, you've been watching tutorials, doing different training, stuff like that. You have the knowledge now. It's just now being part of that conversation, being the builder, being the person that gets to actually make this a reality. You also have here with the tree, and the tree, this tree can represent something where growth is just sort of being stunted because you have all of this still energy. So things just maybe haven't been moving forward for a while. And this is the week. This is a big, like, all of these cards are like, yes, 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 go, go, go. You got this. So if you felt like something was being, put on hold for a while, things are going to start trucking forward again. You also have here with the tree, it talks about health, and this can be our physical health, our mental health, spiritual health, wherever it is, but this is putting health first this week, and putting health in your mind in some way. And health doesn't mean, especially in a physical sense, it doesn't mean trying to look a certain thing, that you're trying to achieve a certain physical space, especially since we have so many earth cards and physical reality cards. It's making me think of physical health. So physical health is meaning to actually put nutrition and love and care into your body, and not as much like trying to physically look like anything, right? Health doesn't have a look. Being healthy doesn't have a shape or a figure, as you can be any shape or size and be unhealthy. So that's just something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and look into your charms for the week, group 3, because I'm really interested to see what you guys have coming in. I'm always interested. I say that every time because it's true. I'd like to see what you guys have, because I personally love using charm casting, and I know some of you guys have been interested in me doing a charm casting video and showcasing how I actually do it. So if you guys are interested still in that, please let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see like more on how charm casting actually works. But for now, let's go ahead and look at your messages. Group 3 here. So group 3, you're looking for any information, energy, insights, or guidance coming in for your week. Group 3. Okay, one almost fell all the way off back there, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the ones that fell upside down here and, see what's going on. You had similar ones to group 2 here, which is interesting. I wasn't expecting that, to be fair. But yeah, let's go ahead and zoom you in so you can see these messages a little bit more clearly. As always, there's nothing being cut off. I always make sure that you can see all of the charms, and let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, before I even talk about the inner ring, there's something about this number 13 that's sort of like screaming at me, and I don't know if that's because you had the 3 of Pentacles or just in general some sort of message here, but you have the message 13. So that might be someone's birthday, that might have something to do very personally with some of you guys, but the number 13, and it fell on the action moon of the first quarter moon. So that's all about action, taking actionable steps forward. So I feel like you guys are already working on taking action there, but it might have something to do with that number, so look out for that. Also, just so that we can go ahead and look at the rest of the moon cycles here, you have the charms of using your intuition, but grounding your intuition down. So it's a very sometimes I have certain charms that are very specific, and then I have charms that are more of a feeling or an energy, and this is like grounding energy and the energy of the universe sort of working in your favor. So here we have that coming in right after the full moon, which is all about, enlightening or seeing things enlightened there. So that might be coming in. And then lastly here you have more grounding energy with the creature comforts charm. So sometimes the creature comforts is because you literally need that comfort, but sometimes the creature comforts can be like a crutch, right, that we're holding on to. So you're just going to have to look in and reflect on that for yourself this week, as it comes right towards the release moon, which is making me think you might just have to release some of that creature comfort mode so that you can actually get some true work done, start actually working and making these actionable steps, because the Page of Swords, like I said, can be hesitant, and you might just be hesitating and, using your creature comforts as a crutch, and this is your time to break that cycle. So we also have here the Mickey Mouse hat, which makes me think of magic or magic in general. So if you guys do use magic in your lives in any sort of way, there might just be some sort of very prominent magical element here to help with your goals, to help with what you're trying to accomplish, to manifest forward. So that's something that's coming in quite prominently for your week. Maybe that's to manifest people in your life that you can start having these goals to work on with. But that is coming in. You also have here the crown, and this crown makes me think of loyalty. This represents being loyal. So there's going to be people that are very loyal in your life, that maybe you're manifesting in, trying to manifest someone who could be very loyal. Because like I said, this is like a group project, right? And if you guys have ever been in a group project where you are the leader, right, and some people are the followers and they just don't really do half the work, you have to make sure that this, you don't want one column higher than the other, one person not supporting or being loyal to what you guys are trying to accomplish. And also with the crown, it also makes me think making sure you're not taking over a situation either, right? You all have to work together equally in this situation. And that doesn't mean that you can't be a leader, but it does mean that you can't be bossing people around, especially because you have sort of the queen key here. And this queen key makes me think of I can think of loyalty, but I also think of it as someone trying to overtake a situation too much. Like they took your keys, they took your key to that door, to the thing that you're wanting to unlock, this new opportunity. So make sure someone's not trying to take that opportunity, especially since I talked about earlier with the Ace of Pentacles being an opportunity that won't be there forever. So someone might be there that also wants this just as much as you do, if not more, and it's important to see how much time you have to actually take that opportunity before it gets snatched up by someone else. So that's something to think about, making sure someone doesn't just dive right in. But let's go ahead and look at this charm with the solar plexus, as I have the Chakra Love deck here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull you a solar plexus solar plexus card, and see what that charm is all about for your chakras. Alright, so I have all of the solar plexus cards here, so I'm going to go ahead and mix them up. If you guys aren't familiar with the different chakra energy zones, there's 7 different main ones, and one of those is the solar plexus, which is right above your belly button, and it shines yellow, and it's all about confidence and having outer confidence as well as inner confidence within yourself. So let's go ahead and see what one you get. Oh my goodness, the fact that I was just talking up confidence so much, I was like, well, maybe they're going to get one that isn't about confidence. It's about manifestation or abundance, or, and you guys get the one that literally says confidence, which has been it's been a running theme within all of the different piles today. So this is definitely something that's coming in for a lot of you, and that's working with your confidence, building that confidence within you, especially since we were talking about earlier with the the Page of Swords, where they're not very confident, they're not very steady on their feet yet, they're not really making those bigger decisions with a lot of confidence, not arrogance, but confidence. And I think that that's coming in with the solar plexus chakra, though, to help balance this out and create that confidence within you. A great type of crystal to be working with, since I feel like some of you guys are sort of more magical or interested in that, especially with how much pentacles you have, which have a lot to do with crystals. I just want to say that utilizing rutilated quartz is a big one for you guys this week, or using quartz in general in a way would be really useful for you guys to bring some of that confidence in, but especially the rutilated ones. But here you have confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader, right? So you can't let other people boss you around or try to take over the situation, because if you're confident enough and you have that belief, otherworldly belief in yourself, you're going to be able to make those decisions with confidence, and not fake confidence, true confidence. So, talk to yourself in a mirror, really talk yourself up, try this stuff out, communicate what you really want. And sometimes you might just not feel like you're worthy enough, or you have enough belief in yourself for this opportunity, and that's why you might just let other people snatch it up. But seeing as it's right next to this confidence charm, I feel like it's urging you guys, it might just be worth the risk if you feel comfortable, and be sure that, if you really do want this, don't let someone else take it. It's just as much yours as anyone else's. You also have here, beyond all of that, the financial chain charm. So you guys might be feeling a little bit tied to your finances or material goods this week. You might just be feeling a little tied down or weighed down by some of that. So just make sure that if you are starting this new path, it's for a good reason and not one that will also make you feel that way. As I feel like it might have been temporary energy that's on its way out by taking this new opportunity. And lastly here you have the big celebrations charm. So this represents bigger celebrations happening within your life this week, or within those around you. So this could be someone's wedding, your wedding, someone's birthday, somebody, a big holiday, a big event that you might be going to. This also can represent not just events, but also it makes me think of just being a little bit more playful and going out and socializing and networking. So that might be coming in as well for some of you, especially with that 3 of Pentacles, right? And that Wallflower card. As the 3 of Pentacles talks about, teamwork, and then the Wallflower, and you have to communicate with people. You can't just be the person on the back end that isn't really chatting. It's time to be, shine, be brighter, be confident, let yourself be who you truly are, stand in your power. as that's been a really big message for so many of the piles. Stand in your power, be confident, be true to yourself, and those opportunities will come in. So I'm going to go ahead and recap for you guys for your week group 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. As today you guys have an opportunity coming in. Take it. Have that confidence, because you might feel like it's unsteady. Make those decisions that you need to, but if you're being irrational with your decisions, that's not good either. But it's also being sure that you're not being so indecisive that you just don't even make a move. So have that confidence come in, be confident in yourself, use that rutilated quartz, and this wonderful support group can start to come in, this wonderful community that you're trying to build with other people. Just be sure that there's not, just too many followers or too many leaders in this situation. You also had here wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. So you might feel like you've been in a kind of stucky situation, possibly financially or something coming in that way, that someone's been holding you back. But you're finding your way out. You're finding your new sliver, your new home and new space there. And lastly, physical health and being more healthy in your physical health, or in those sorts of, working out or looking after yourself in some way, nutrition, anything like that, might be a highlight there for your week. So go ahead and breathe in that fresh new start, because it's coming in, right? So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys there. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and you got something wonderful out of it, some lovely insights. As always, feel free to pause the video and look at the charms, as there might be a specific message there for you guys. As always, I invite you guys to look around. But if you did find anything that resonated, or you want to speak on any of this, or, just in general, the reading, I'd love to know. I enjoy your comments so much, so feel free to leave a comment down below. It doesn't have to be long, but I just appreciate seeing what you guys have to say about the readings. And also, please be sure to like this video if you really did enjoy this reading, as it really helps this channel. It's something simple, a really easy way to support this channel. So if you're looking for something like that, please be sure to like this video. And I appreciate it so much. And lastly, if you are new to the channel and this is your first time with me, or one of your first times, welcome. It's lovely to have you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know not everybody works with charms, so I hope you enjoyed that little nugget of fun tarot-y divination. I do these weekly readings every single Monday, as well as monthly blessings videos, and I just put up a new recent timeless video on your spiritual and magical abilities and gifts. So if you're interested in that, that also just went up and you could check it out. But since you're new, I do want to invite you guys to consider subscribing to this channel and joining this community. It'd be lovely to have you guys here, and I'd love to read for you more often. So with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!